2006 Dodge Ram 5.7 Hemi. This is my review and show you over this truck. I bought this truck. It's a two-wheel drive. Bought this truck, had a blown motor in it, dropped a valve seat, but it's only got 180,000 K and it's been kept in pretty nice shape. So I've changed the motor for one with 150 K on it, done all the maintenance on it, cleaned the exterior, tranny, flush, oil, all the things to do and change a motor. Change a motor is not easy. Change a motor is a lot of work. Even when you're working on a Dodge, which is one of the best trucks, vehicles I've ever worked on. It's so easy. Everything is so logical. I love Chrysler logicality. I had another Dodge Ram too. It was also very logical. Things are just in easy to reach places. Bolts are easy to get at. It's just really well designed. Also, the factory manual is the greatest factory manual I ever saw. I used to work on Toyotas and their factory manuals are terrible. They would just assume you're a master technician. Dodge breaks it down in all these easy to use steps. It's really nice. Other than change the motor on this thing, it's got the 2006 was the first year of the multiple displacement system, where it shuts down to 4 cylinders when you're on the highway to save fuel. I can't even tell it's working, but apparently the truck will make 18, 19 miles to the gallon, which is really good. This thing has power. Got a Hemi? He's got a Hemi. Remember them commercials? It's so good. That thing got a Hemi. Everybody got a Hemi. I think they actually had hemispherical combustion heads in like Bugattis in the 20s. But Dodge made it good. They made a really high quality engine. Apparently, like, the heads flow really, really well from the factory. 345 horsepower this thing's rated at. I think 380 torque. You can do a lot more to it. This thing's awesome. A nice bed liner. Fender Flares. Big problem with these Dodges up here in Alberta. We have a lot of stones on the road, so they're throwing stones up and they rot out these rear quarters. This thing had some rust. I cut it all out. Rust converted the whole thing, painted the whole thing, and then put fenders on. Did it properly, so it's not going to rust again. Two-wheel drive. What's up with two-wheel drive? It's got 20s, got the sport package, got the tow package. What's good about two-wheel drive? Well, it's not four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive can be nice, no question. What's good about two-wheel drive? Well, there's a lot less junk in there. Let me tell you, I had that motor out. No transfer case, no extra axles, no drive shafts running everywhere. There's so much less stuff underneath the hood. So much less things to go wrong. Also a lot less weight. So you lose all the weight of the transfer case, the axles. I think it's 300, 350 pounds, 400. The tow rating goes up. Your payload goes up. It's faster. It's better on mileage. Everything's better. What's not better? Well, people like to have four-wheel drive in the winter. It's nice to have. However, the trick in a rear-wheel drive truck, as most people know, you just add a bit of weight. You add 300, 400, 500 pounds of sand in the back, which you can just lay the bags over the axle and put winter tires on this thing. People don't like to put winter tires on here for some reason, but it's really important. They grip the ice significantly better, the rubber stays soft, and they have a compound that throws snow out. Otherwise, you end up with this giant pack. You put snow tires on this thing with a set of Dodge Ram 17s, which you can get anywhere, or studded snows, which have no restriction in Alberta. This thing will go through anything. We've had pretty reasonable winters in Alberta lately, too. That's why I bought this truck. A set of snows with some weight, it'll go through anything, anytime. I really don't think that you need four-wheel drive unless you're off-roading or working deep north in the rigs. You know, you want to have it. Sure. But for the most, look at all the advantages of two-wheel drive. There's a lot. There really is. I like the part that it's faster. Woohoo! This truck has some dents and stuff. A little dent there. Mostly, it was really well taken care of. A little dent there. The last guy who owned this, really cool guy. He really liked this truck, and it's a bloody shame that the motor went. There's a dent here and there, a little bit of paint. As I think he would have liked to keep this truck for a long time. That scratchy's there. Most trucks I've ever seen or owned all get treated like a truck. They get smashed, not smashed, but dinged up and stuff. This truck, I don't think lived the hardest life. It's got the tow package, so it's got the big trans cooler, oil cooler, and trailer brake controller. Let's talk about the interior of these things. Chrysler, pretty much everything Chrysler this year has these plastics, and they're hard plastics. But what's the advantage of a hard plastic, you say? No, that's not true, my friend. For a truck, they wear really well. Soft plastics, which are really nice, don't wear as well as these Chrysler super hard plastics. Most trucks of the age have that. Got this giant center console thing. I love this in Dodges. Lots of room. It's got a pretty good stereo stock. Lots of bass, which I really like. Climate control, I fixed the flapper door so this thing blows out a lot. Did an AC recharge, she blows cool. Everything works. So they come in a couple of trims, these things. You got your Super Crew, which is bigger than this, and then this is your standard extended cab. My F-150 has the Super Cab, not as much room in the back. Really, there ain't much room at all. This thing, still you get your 6 1/4 bed, but there's actually pretty good room back here for adults. You could actually fit in here. That's, so I got my seat back, I'm 6 foot. Sit back here. It's fine. Considering you get to keep your full-size bed, it's pretty nice. I like these things. This thing, let's have a look at the engine bay. What's this truck like to drive? Well, I'm not driven a ton of trucks, but the one thing about this truck with the 20s is it's really flat on the cornering. It feels like a sporty truck. It still rides like a truck, but not like a Super Duty or anything. And this motor is so good. I love this motor. Well, some truck motors, they like real low revs. My F-150, he likes low revs. But Hemis like to rev. They love to rev. It's a performance-y motor. Man, this thing pulls good. It's no wonder, at the time when these came out, they were significant power over the competition. It's still a pretty zippy truck. I really like it. I think they look great. Just love it. I like the Fender Flares. You know, let's take this thing for a drive. Dodge Ram 06 Hemi. Fire this bad girl up. Oh, whoa. So much bass. Love it. Oh, baby. Let's roll. So like I was saying, this is the earlier version of the Hemi with 345 horsepower, but it has the cylinder deactivation. It's got the 5-speed transmission. Actually has 6 gears. It goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but when you go to downshift to second, there's actually a different ratio. So like first, second, I think are initially made for like towing, and then if you downshift to second, there's a shorter ratio. It's a pretty cool system. So you get a 6-speed, which was the F-150 at the time had a 4-speed. I think the same with the Chevy. Had the old 4L80, 4L60E. Oh man, that guy's gonna block my transit. Let's go this way. Less traffic. Like I said, I really like how this thing corners. It's really flat for a truck. The ride quality is still pretty good with the 20s, but you get a lot better handling. It also is a lot less jiggly than the F-150. I don't know if that's a technical term. Jiggly. Let's get on it. Oh yeah, man, it loves to rev. I love to rev. Revving all down the road. Got my Hemi revving the road. Got my Hemi, I'm revving the road. That's not an official Chrysler licensed song. So Chrysler, if you want to use that, you need to pay me a royalty fee. This truck's great. Good brakes, good feedback, good power assist, good steering ratio. Doesn't take too many turns. This is the truck where they were really, this was the era when trucks were getting really competitive. The Nissan Titan came out and it just blew everyone away, I think back in 04. And they were really playing catch up, and Chrysler started like doing revisions. They completely redesigned the chassis in this truck in 06, and they just redesigned it in 03. Much more, I forget, box frame on the chassis. If you read the Wikipedia on it, it was a significant upgrade really quickly because they had to start competing with the better trucks. Tundra came out in a few years, which was really good too. And then like 09, everybody redesigned But this is a killer nice truck. Ton of space, lots of power. Man, this thing puts my F-150 to shame! To shame! With its power! So much power. And mileage, right? How can you go wrong? And it even fits people in the back, and you have a man box. Which is so that means a larger box. No, I mean over 6 foot, right? Over 6 foot in the bed. 8 foot is a Superman box. Wait, this man box thing's getting me in trouble. I better sign off. Hope you enjoyed this review. Toodaloo.